Welcome back to the news. Today we have some groundbreaking information about the dangers of plasticizers in your everyday life.
Plasticizers, including phthalates and biphenyls, have experienced global integration on an unprecedented scale. Unfortunately, this prevalence has resulted in a massive surge in human exposure to these chemical compounds.
Today we will be hearing from multiple specialists on harmful plastic products in order to give you a more educated perspective about what is truly happening to your body when you consume these plastic-wrapped goods.
First, we'll be hearing from Mr. Shen, self-proclaimed goat of chemistry, who will speak about these plasticizers actually make it from the plastic wrap and into the food.
Today, I will make sure you truly understand the chemistry behind plasticizers. First, you need to understand that a plasticizer is a solid substance or low volatility liquid added to a rolled polymer to make it more flexible. The plasticizers embed themselves between the chains of polymers, which spaces them apart and increases the free volume. This leads to a significant lowering of the glass transition temperature for plastic, which makes it softer. So, how do these plasticizers get into the foods we consume? Well, the plasticizers, such as phthalates and biphenyls, go through a two-step migration process. They transfer from the food, packaging, and handling equipment and into the foods we consume. The first step is where they diffuse from the polymer interior to the surface, and the second step is where they experience desorption from the surface to the environment. The process is sped up with an increase of temperature and time according to the Arrhenius equation. Finally, I will introduce some of the most common plasticizers found inside of our foods, and my colleagues will discuss the adverse effects they have on our bodies. First, there's dibutyl phthalate, DBP, diisonyl phthalate, DINP, and di-2-ethylhexyl, DEHP.
Next, we will be hearing from Dr. Caputo, second only to Isaac Newton, who will speak to indigested plasticizers and their effects on the endocrine system of the human body.
Thank you for having me on the news. Plasticizers are substances that are especially dangerous to the body as they can interfere with the endocrine system, the system that controls hormones. Hormones are chemical messengers that cause change to a variety of bodily functions and are crucial to the normal condition of the body. Plasticizers can target highly controlled areas such as the ovary, which is the female gonad, and the ovary is highly susceptible to exposure to these chemicals. Plasticizers can mimic or block the action of natural hormones, leading to confusion in the body's signaling pathways. This confusion can lead to disruption, which can affect the thyroid hormone and growth hormone, and can lead to changes in various functions, including growth, development, and metabolism. Furthermore, plasticizers can affect reproduction by decreasing cholesterol transport through the mitochondrial membrane, leading to reduced steroidogenesis. They are some of the most complicated chemicals as they are in many of the products we ingest and use, and they break down very slowly. Disruption of the endocrine system can affect uterus and prostate development and can even cause early puberty in young children. Now, I'll turn it back to Rohit.
Please bear with me as we now enter a short ad break with courtesy of our sponsor, BPA, and their new drug, which is now in production.
Hi, many of my fellow Americans are suffering from homeostasis and hormone instability. I'm here to change this. Introducing our new pill, Xenoestrogen, a revolutionary new way to interact with the natural female sex hormone. Through a simple ingestion of our 100% BPA pill, your endocrine system will easily get disrupted in 3 easy steps. 1. Our BPA pill, as seen here, mimics the natural hormone estradiol, as seen here through its structure. Bisphenol A is a synthetic organic compound typically used to create certain types of resins and plastics for decades. 2. How, you may ask? Our pill is a diphenyl compound containing hydroxyl groups in the para position, which means it is similar to the synthetic estrogen compound diethylstilbestrol. 3. In natural estrogen, the hormone passes directly through cells where it enters the nucleus. There, the estrogen receptors and the natural hormone pair up and form a dimer through a process known as dimerization, the process of joining 2 molecular entities by bonds. Thus, since BPA mimics the structure of the hormone, it is able to disrupt the process and be functionally similar. It interferes with the endocrine signaling pathways, even with low doses, due to its binding affinity for the estrogen receptors, as explained in depth by leading scientist Dr. Caputo. And even better for you, the consumer, over 70% of plastics order release estrogen-mimicking chemicals.
Welcome back to the news as we now enter the late night show with Jimmy Schoen. Unfortunately, we will be keeping the theme of plasticizers and their impact with one of the newest doctors who recently made his way through Harvard Medical School. Please give a late night show welcome to Dr. Ucken.
Plasticizers are compounds that modify the flexibility of the product and are ingested due to the fact that they can migrate into our food. Human exposure has become widespread with around 97% of urine samples containing biphenyls and phthalates, which are common plasticizers. Studies have also demonstrated that being exposed to plasticizers increases the risk for obesity as well as for type 2 diabetes. The negative effects that have been caused by plasticizers have at large been attributed to endocrine disrupting properties. Adipose fat tissue has been studied to be a target of these effects and properties of plasticizers, since adipose tissue function is a key determinant of cardiovascular health. Adverse effects of plasticizers on adipose cell signaling may explain their link to cardiovascular disease.
Thank you for the wonderful insight, Dr. Ucken. We hope to see you on our show again soon.
To wrap up this late night episode, we will be hearing from Dr. Nath, graduate of IIT with a PhD in ecology.
While plasticizers have become widespread for improving the flexibility of plastic products, they've had disastrous effects on our ecosystems. Plasticizers, such as BPA, can leach out of products and enter the environment. This leaching is particularly prominent in plastic products such as food containers or packaging materials that come into contact with water or soil. Plasticizers can persist in the environment for decades, contributing to long-term environmental contamination. Runoff from these plastic products can contaminate water sources such as rivers, lakes, and oceans, and the leaching of these plasticizers into the water sources can have adverse effects on the aquatic life. Marine and freshwater organisms may be exposed to these substances, leading to disruptions in their endocrine systems, reproductive processes, and overall health. These substances also have the potential to bioaccumulate in the tissues of the organisms over time. This means that as the substances move up the food chain, higher level predators may accumulate higher concentrations of plasticizers, posing a risk to top predators and even to humans who consume contaminated seafood.
Thank you for that amazing insight, Dr. Nath. I don't know if we'll be hearing from you soon, but thank you for coming on. Well, that concludes our late night show with Jimmy Schoen. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope to see you soon.